A few weeks ago, a few people stood in front of cameras and said something almost nobody fact-checked because almost nobody needed to. They said, Rahul Gandhi has lost 99 elections. 99. Not 99 opinions, not 99 surveys, 99 actual electoral contests fought and lost under his leadership. In a corporation, that man doesn't survive year 2. In a school cricket team, that captain gets dropped after one bad season. In literally any other competitive institution on earth, that record ends a career. In the Indian National Congress, it didn't even end the meeting. That same week, BJP's own spokesperson used a specific phrase about him. He called Rahul Gandhi the biggest asset of the BJP, said as an insult. Tonight, I want to take that insult seriously, because by the end of this video, you may agree with it, for reasons BJP didn't intend. Weeks ago, Shashi Tharoor wrote an article. He praised Modi's diplomatic outreach after Operation Sindoor, called the Prime Minister's energy a prime asset for India. The Prime Minister's own office shared it. BJP said the article had exposed Rahul Gandhi. Tharoor's own party colleague, a sitting Congress MP, publicly called it disgusting that a Congress working committee member keeps praising his party's political opponent. Tharoor's response, almost word for word, "It is not a sign of my leaping to join the Prime Minister's party, as some people unfortunately have been implying." Notice what that sentence actually confirms. He didn't say the rumor was absurd. He said it wasn't true yet. I'm not telling you Shashi Tharoor is joining BJP. I'm not telling you he's the next big defection. But sit with the question for a second. If Kerala's left front keeps weakening and BJP's vote share keeps climbing, and the most nationally recognizable face in Kerala Congress keeps looking more valued by the government than by his own party, what exactly stops that story from writing itself? Hold that thought, we'll come back to it. Now here's what's actually happening on the ground this week. 6 Shiv Sena UBT MPs flew to Delhi at midnight, met the speaker by 7 the next morning, signed a letter. A merger with Eknath Shinde's camp is reportedly being finalized. Why? The rebels' own letter says Uddhav Thackeray's leadership drifted from the party's ideology and was preparing to merge the party deeper into Congress's orbit. Read that twice. The same MPs who watched their own party ally with Congress in 2019 after decades as ideological enemies, are now asking a brutal question. If we already crossed that bridge once, why pretend there's still a line left to hold? Last week, it was Trinamool Congress. 20 MPs vanishing into a party that, by its own filings, once had 75 rupees in its bank account. Before that, AAP's Rajya Sabha presence. Merged. Not defected. Merged. Different states, different languages, different parties, same diagnosis. And when 5 different patients in 5 different hospitals describe the exact same symptoms, you stop looking at the patients. You start looking at what's making them sick. So here's the headline theory, the one everyone's already arrived at without my help. Congress is bleeding allies. BJP is harvesting them. Rahul Gandhi is BJP's biggest asset. Convenient, clean, shareable, and only about a third true. Because the real story isn't Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is the symptom. The real story is a question almost nobody in Indian politics wants to ask out loud. Does Congress understand the difference between creating a vacancy and occupying one? Because those are not the same skill, and Indian political history has already run this experiment. Twice. Go back 50 years. West Bengal, the left front, 34 unbroken years in power. For most of those decades, one party did the dirty work of opposition, went village to village, exposed the rigging, exposed the cadre violence. That party was Congress. Congress spent decades proving the left was vulnerable, and when the wall finally cracked, Congress didn't walk through it. Mamata Banerjee did. Congress created the vacancy, Trinamool occupied it. Exposing weakness and becoming the alternative are two completely different jobs. One creates doubt, the other creates belief. Here's the part that should actually worry Congress strategists tonight. Bengal ran the exact same experiment a second time. TMC weakened, anti-incumbency built, the cracks reappeared. And this time, the party that walked through the door wasn't Congress either, it was BJP. For the first time in the history of independent India, a BJP chief minister sits in writer's building. Same city, same mechanism, different beneficiary, twice. So why does BJP keep winning the occupation while other parties win only the exposure? Let me tell you a story that has nothing to do with Indian politics. Decades ago, global coffee brands looked at Japan and saw a problem. A nation with almost no coffee culture. Centuries of identity built around tea. Coffee wasn't unwelcome, it was simply foreign. A normal company launches a coffee product and waits for demand. Nestle did something stranger. It didn't sell coffee, it sold coffee-flavored candy to children. An entire generation grew up tasting coffee before they ever drank a cup of it. By the time real coffee houses opened across Japanese cities, nobody felt like they were trying something alien. They felt like they already knew it. Nestle wasn't selling a product, it was manufacturing familiarity. And that is almost exactly what BJP has been doing for 15 years in states where it had no historical right to exist. West Bengal, Odisha, Tripura, Kerala. BJP didn't arrive expecting to win. It arrived expecting to be remembered. Cadre built quietly, vote share climbing, 2%, then 5%, then 9%, long before a single seat changed hands. Most parties campaign for votes. BJP campaigns for familiarity. The votes come later. Now let me tell you about a city. For almost 1,000 years, Constantinople sat at the gate between Europe and Asia. Every trade route, every army, every ambition that wanted to move between two worlds had to pass through it. Protected by some of the strongest walls human hands ever built. Empires rose, empires fell, the walls held. Then came the Ottomans. And here's what most people get wrong about that story. They remember the final assault, the cannons, the breach. That's not what actually defeated Constantinople. Constantinople wasn't fighting an army. It was fighting an empire that had the treasury to keep showing up, season after season, year after year. An empire that didn't need to win this year. It only needed to still be standing outside the gates next year. The most dangerous advantage in a siege isn't the ability to attack. Sometimes it's simply the ability to wait. Now bring that back to Kerala. BJP isn't behaving like a party trying to win Kerala next year. It's behaving like a force laying siege, expanding cadre, expanding vote share, election after election, defeat after defeat. Because unlike almost every other party in this country, it can afford a 15-year investment horizon. Congress is hoping for a one-shot wonder. BJP has already paid for the siege. So why can't Congress play the same game? Here's where it gets structural, not personal. Most regional parties, Samajwadi, JDU, RJD, JJP, aren't really built on ideology. The Samajwadi Party is many things. Socialist is increasingly an optional feature. They're built on caste arithmetic, local networks, and one irreplaceable face at the top. Mulayam Singh, Karunanidhi, Balasaheb, Mamata, Lalu. The leader becomes the party becomes the brand. Remove the central figure, shift the caste equation, introduce a bigger identity sitting above all the smaller ones, and the whole structure can come apart in a single election cycle. That bigger identity already exists. It's been quietly consolidating caste blocks into one larger Hindu vote bank for over a decade. BJP doesn't have the personality dependency problem. No single face, centralized cadre, institutional memory that survives any one leader's exit. Which means, when personality-driven parties weaken, BJP isn't just present. It's structurally the only thing in the room built to absorb the fall. And Congress's specific contradiction, the one nobody says out loud. Congress needs DMK, TMC, SP strong enough nationally to fight BJP in parliament. Congress also needs them weak enough regionally that Congress can eventually reclaim those states. That's not an alliance. That's wanting a tiger that can hunt but doesn't eat. DMK and Congress, 40 years of alliance. Congress still gambled 5 seats away from it, backing Vijay's TVK for one shot at relevance in Tamil Nadu. The public conversation in every India bloc meeting is, let's defeat BJP together. The private conversation underneath it has always been, let's make sure our ally doesn't outgrow us while we do it. That's not a coalition, that's a temporary ceasefire with a campaign song. Which brings us to people, because parties don't just lose allies, they lose people. Jyotiraditya Scindia left Congress, became a union minister. Himanta Biswa Sarma left Congress, became BJP's most effective chief minister in the Northeast. Sachin Pilot rebelled, publicly, painfully, and stayed only because the alternative looked worse at the time. Different states, different decades, different exits, same underlying question every single time. Does Congress know how to reward ambition before someone else does? And now, finally, Rahul Gandhi. Not as the premise of this story, as its consequence. Here's what most coverage gets backwards. The old amateur Pappu criticism doesn't really apply anymore. Bharat Jodo, years on the ground, a genuinely transformed political image. That argument is outdated, and using it now actually makes the real critique weaker, not stronger. The real problem isn't that Rahul Gandhi failed to become a serious politician. He did become one. The problem is the kind of leadership he built, centralized, top-down, power radiating outward from Delhi. And that is structurally the opposite of what Congress has always actually been. Congress's entire historical genius, the thing that let it lead the freedom movement, survive 1989, survive the coalition era, was its ability to be a microcosm, a grand tent, independent state units, independent regional power brokers, a loose central thread holding it together, not a single hand gripping every decision. Rahul Gandhi inherited a party built for accommodation and tried to run it like an organization built for command. Look at Kerala right now, the tension between Sathizan and Venugopal. Look at Karnataka, Siddaramaiah versus Shiv Kumar, dragged out for years until it finally exploded. Every single regional fire in Congress today eventually has to travel to one office in Delhi to get resolved. There is no alternative structure, no regional architecture built to absorb tension before it becomes a crisis. That's not a leadership flaw, that's a structural vulnerability against a machine that was built from its very foundation to never depend on any single person to function. So here's where this actually lands. Congress believes weakening its rivals creates a path back to power. History keeps returning the same answer. Creating a vacancy and occupying one are not the same skill. Bengal learnt that lesson. Twice. Odisha is learning it. Tripura already learned it. And right now, in real time, Maharashtra may be learning it. One merger letter at a time. The question hanging over Indian politics tonight isn't really whether Rahul Gandhi is BJP's biggest asset. BJP already answered that question for you, this week in their own words. The real question is whether Congress will learn this lesson before Kerala becomes the next Bengal. You were watching Fault Lines. I'm Abhijit.